In this video, I'm going to be talking about the best hiking boots for wide feet. Okay, so basically what we look for whenever we're testing out the following hiking boots, we basically rated them on how they actually performed, how durable they were, and also the price. And then we pretty much tried to pick one lower ticket, one mid ticket, and then one high ticket. And we also did pick our favorite hiking boot for both men and women. Okay, so number 3 is going to be my favorite women's hiking boot, and it's the women's Renegade. So this is my number 1 recommendation for women's hiking boots, and it's the pair my girlfriend actually uses. So they are a little bit expensive, but the quality makes up for it, and it's going to be well worth paying up for a quality boot. I'm sure you probably know this if you've ever had sore feet after a hike. You already know how important a quality hiking boot is, especially if you're going to be going long distances or like multiple days. This one's definitely that, right? It is a bit expensive, but I think the quality is well worth it in my opinion. We got these earlier in the year and went out without even breaking them in, and they were great, right? We pretty much just took them on the box. We wore them around the house for like a little bit, not very long, and we went out on a decent hike. She didn't have any blisters. They felt comfortable. Her feet weren't sore the next day, that kind of thing. So that was awesome, right? Pros: the quality's top notch. My girlfriend, she didn't actually have to break them in, which is awesome. She didn't have any blisters or sore feet after using them. And then the grip on them was awesome as well. Cons: they are a bit pricey, but obviously if you want quality, you're gonna have to pay up for it. They're not 100% waterproof. Most boots aren't. They do a really good job, but they're not 100% obviously. They aren't the lightest boots on the market either, so that's just one thing to note. Generally, if things are lightweight, it generally means they're probably not the most high-end quality I've found, but I definitely prefer going quality with a little bit of heaviness to them, something that's going to last long term, and that's just my opinion anyway. Number 2 is going to be the Keene Duran mid-wide, and this is my second favorite men's hiking boot. So this is my favorite like cheaper men's hiking boot for people with wider feet. I've been using these for a number of years, and then I've recently upgraded to my number 1 pick, which I'll talk about in a second. But really, I never had any issues or problems with these. They were awesome. I really like them. The price of these boots is awesome, and even after like a full day of hiking, my feet, they felt great, and there was no blisters or anything like that. Pros: the price is super affordable. That's kind of why I got them in the first place. I didn't really want to spend a huge amount of money on boots. But as I started going, I started hiking more, that kind of thing. That's why I finally decided to upgrade to something more expensive. But they're near the top of my list in terms of keeping my feet dry. Obviously, they're not 100% waterproof. I don't really know if any of them are, but they definitely did a great job. And then they give a lot of support for your ankles, which is super important and definitely helps a lot. Cons: they're not going to last as long as some of the high-end boots. I had them for like 2 to 3 years, like somewhere in that range, and honestly I probably could have had them longer, but I just figured it was time. But they do definitely last a decent amount of time, but they're not going to last like 5 years like some of these more expensive ones. And they're not the lightest boots on the market. Again, we talked about this, generally light means they're probably not going to last very long. So obviously they weren't like super heavy, but they definitely weren't the lightest, and that's just something to know. Okay, and my number 1 pick is going to be the Kane GTX here, and basically this is by far my favorite high-end hiking boot for men with wider feet. I just recently upgraded to these boots from the Keens, and I absolutely love these. Yeah, they're going to be pretty expensive, but the quality and the comfort is definitely worth it in my opinion. I'd way rather pay up for something that's going to last a long time and going to keep my feet from getting blisters or going to prevent my feet from getting sore. I'm willing to pay up for that because I know it's going to be worth it in the long run. I didn't really need to break them in for very long, which is awesome as well. My feet felt great after multi-day hikes, which is super important. The soles are really stiff, which helps out a lot. And so far, they've kept my feet dry in most situations. Again, they're not 100%. They definitely do a really good job. Cons: they're pretty expensive, like I mentioned. I ended up getting custom insoles for them. I'm not saying like the insoles they have are bad or anything like that. I just wanted something that's going to be fit more towards me, and that's kind of why I generally get custom insoles with my shoes and pretty much anything, just to make sure it's as comfortable as it can be. They're fairly heavy. Obviously it's not a huge deal for me. But they're probably overkill for basic hiking. So if you're just going out on like basic hikes, maybe like not very often, maybe like a couple times a month or in the summer, these are probably going to be overkill. But if you're going to be out in some extreme hiking situations, or hunting or that kind of thing, I would definitely recommend it. But generally, most people are just kind of looking for, you know, basic things, like, you know, they're just like a weekend hiker. These are probably a bit overkill, and I'd probably recommend going with the Keenes or something like that. But I definitely like these for hunting, especially, or if more extreme hiking. So if you are interested in picking up any of these, or you want to check out the current price, I left a link down below. And at the time of this video, that was the cheapest place we could find it. So you can go to check it out if you want. And if you have any questions, you can just leave a comment down below. I'll get back to you as soon as we can. And I'll just mention our monthly giveaway here. So if you want to enter into our monthly gear giveaway, all you have to do is subscribe to the channel, comment giveaway down below. Simply do both and you'll be automatically entered, alright? So that's going to be for this video. Hope you enjoyed, and we will see you in the next video.